Hey everyone, welcome back to part 3 of 5 of the top 15 characters not in MSF. I'm going to go over a few, Nightcrawler being one of them, Professor X, and stay tuned for the third. Welcome back, everybody, to DethSquad Gaming. I'm Spiderpool, and thanks for joining us. Wanted to go over our next 3 characters today, top 15 who aren't in MSF. So if you haven't watched the other 2, they're in the description below. And this has been really a fun project going over, you know, a bunch of characters who I really love, mostly mutants, truthfully, and going through their kit. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our next character. So right here we have Nightcrawler, hero, mutant, global, brawler, and X-Men. So hero, brawler, he could also fit right into that Miss Marvel category. So his kit: prehensile tail for his basic, attack primary target for X piercing damage plus bleed, and gain 1 stealth when he does that. So a lot of his kit is going to involve bleeds because his character, he's got that fencing sword, he's got that tail, so which he uses as a weapon. So just kind of going through it in my head, how you would see the animations that would kind of fit into that. So special fencing foil starts with 2 on 3, and attack the most injured target for X amount of piercing damage, ignoring taunt or stealth. If target has defense up, gain 50% piercing damage. So solid special there, pretty low cooldown, can be used on the second turn. Ultimate is Brimstone Burst. He can use that on the second turn as well. Cost is 4 of 5, and you're going to attack primary target for X damage. And if that target has bleed, you're going to apply an additional bleed and then rebound chain to 4 to 5 additional targets for X damage, and apply 1 bleed again if they do already have bleed. So the way I kind of pictured this one is poof on one target and then poof on another, and just kind of bouncing around and hitting them. So just thought that was a really cool mechanic there, and something we've seen before, obviously, but the animations, I think, for Nightcrawler would be really neat. So his passive: Master Acrobat, and anytime he takes damage, you're going to gain 30% speed bar. If in stealth, always apply +1 bleed to targets. So anytime he's getting hit, he's going faster and faster. That's one thing about him, just kind of reading over what he's all about on the wiki, is his speed. So he can really go from point A to point B in the blink of an eye. And once he gets hit, he's going to go ahead and do that with that increased speed bar up to 30%. So that's Nightcrawler. Again, let me know what you think down below, and we'll move on to our next character here. So Iceman. Again, I mentioned a lot of mutants. He's someone who I feel who should have already been in the game, but he is a mutant hero, global. I did him as a protector, and he is also, of course, an X-Men. So his basic is going to be thermal vision, and he's going to attack primary target for X amount of damage plus 50% chance to stun. And then he's going to bonus attack the highest target health target for X amount of damage. Again, similar to Nightcrawler, ignoring stealth or taunt. So a pretty good basic there, especially with that chance to stun. And then, with an additional bonus attack. So I thought that was really cool. His special is going to be Icicle Storm. Going to get that on his third turn, so 1 of 3, and he's going to attack all enemies for X amount of piercing damage and gain 15% chance to apply bleed to all targets per summoned ally. So if you look below, you'll be able to see kind of a little bit more about what this kid is all about. In his ultimate, so that special with the summoned ally will kind of come into play there. So That ultimate is cryokinesis, 4 of 5. So we'll be able to use this on his second turn. And think of this a lot like Loki's ultimate. So he's going to apply stealth to all allies and summon 2 to 3 copies of self at 50% normal damage and 150% normal health. So, he's really taking on that protector tag, creating 2 to 3 editions of himself who don't hit that hard, but they're really going to be there to absorb damage. And, with everybody having stealth around him, they're going to be forced to hit those summons. So the summons, however, do not have an ultimate ability, very similar to Loki's. So they can't just kind of resummon themselves over and over and over again. Passive is going to be thermokinesis, and on spawn, Iceman's going to gain 2 taunt plus 2 defense up. If Beast is an ally, he's going to gain an additional taunt and defense up plus 2 counters. And along with this, he's going to gain 1,000% resistance per defense up that he has. So really going to be a great tank. It's going to be tough to strip him of those taunts or in defense up. And if you try and attack him, which you'll be forced to because of the taunts, he is going to have counter to be able to hit back. So on turn, he's also going to gain 10% block chance and block amount per summoned ally. So, you have 3 summons on the field. He's going to have a 30% block chance and block amount. So, I feel like for just an everyday character, not a not a legendary, his kit was real solid for me as a protector and somebody I'd really like to see. Again, with those animations, what I visualized is like an ice wall that he puts up just to be able to protect his teammates. So here's Iceman. Let me know what you think below. And on to the next. So here we have Professor X, so the legend himself. Hero, mutant, global, controller, X-Men, and of course that legendary tag. So his basic is going to be Mind Blast, and he's going to attack primary target for X amount of damage and apply slow. If the target is Brotherhood or 4 Horsemen, so again, showing some buffs, some things like that towards really their bitter enemy like Brotherhood, 4 Horsemen. We talked about 4 Horsemen in one of the previous videos, so be sure to check that out. And then he's going to attack adjacent targets for X damage and apply slow to each of those targets. So really controlling the field, slowing everybody down. And so that is Mind Blast. So special is Mental Amnesia. That's going to cost 3 of 3. And what he's going to do is clear all positive effects from the primary target and apply the number of positive effects he removes, he's going to generate that number of ability energy to 3 random allies or self. So pretty low cooldown there, 3 of 3. He'll be generating a lot of energy ability, especially if some of those go to him. He'll be doing it more and more, and then clearing positive effects from the primary target. So thought that was a really good special, something cool that that team needed, was a way to generate some ability energy. So his ultimate is Cerebro, 5 of 7, so pretty long cooldown on this one. You do get it on the 3rd turn though, and the reason is you need some time to kind of collect some of these negative effects. So you're going to transfer all negative effects from yourself and X-Men allies to all targets. So whatever's on Professor X and the team, he's just going to grab those and transfer them to the targets, to the primary target, and extend that by 1. And I did have this before where he was going to spread that to the entire enemy team and extend it by 1. Even though he's a legendary, I thought that was just a little too powerful. So I thought, really cleansing the whole team and then adding all those debuffs to just the primary target and extending it by 1 was pretty solid. And then you're going to apply stun to 2 random non-minion targets. So that there is pretty good if you can take care of 2/5 of the team, or they're just going to sit there and do nothing. And then who knows, if any of your teammates have stun and you put that on another target, you could potentially see 3 targets stunned with that turn. So very, very solid. His passive is Telepathic Cloak, and he's going to gain 100% focus and resistance per X-Men ally. And if an X-Men ally falls below 25% health, you're going to apply Stealth, 2 regeneration, and defense up. So, really controlling, again, if somebody falls below that health mark, adding stealth, regeneration, defense up to really keep them alive a little bit longer. And if Professor X falls below 50% health, you're going to apply stealth plus 1 regeneration per X-Men ally to himself, plus a death proof. So he's going to be around for a while, constantly cleansing, throwing around that ability energy. So I feel like he's not really an overpowered legendary, but, just right, in my opinion. So those are the 3 today we're going to talk about. Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. If there's anything you'd like to see to these kits in addition or take away, and then even some suggestions. This group of 15 isn't the end all be all. If there's somebody that's not on this list and you want me to do a kit for them, let me know once again. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.